you know, I come up with ideas, and Marika tweaked it. Like I told you the story about these 3 shelves. I was going to do one in antique white, another one in linen white, and then do a yellow one. And she said, "No, Bonnie, paint them all 3 yellow." Oh, I'm so glad I did.
Yeah, they're pretty.
Yeah, and yellow goes with red, but I don't like yellow. Yellow's not one of my favorite colors, you know. But I needed yellow with the red and the black. And then, of course, this thing here come out of that homestead that's falling down, and it was all rotted on one corner, so I had to replace this piece here and one of the 2x4s. It had square nails in it, but it come with the original hardware on it, so that was really cool. And then I bought this at Home Depot just like it is, and then I sealed it with water locks. And that is what you need to, if you're gonna have wood, you gotta seal it with water locks. And then, because I love it so much, I bought a piece of plexiglass for the this is the preparation area. You only have to step this far or this far to get what you need if you're preparing things in the stoves here. And then, of course, you know, these are awesome. Awesome. And this one especially, you know, you take something out of the microwave, you put it down. It's a very efficient kitchen, very efficient.
And what are the handles on the cutting boards?
They were my grandmother's, I had a whole bunch of grandma's thread, spools of thread, and they were wooden. And so I cut them in half and put a black screw through them because there's already a hole there. And that's what I used for a handle. I wanted little pretty white porcelains, but they were really expensive, and I couldn't really find the ones that I wanted and liked. And then I come up with this idea, and I asked Marika, I said, "Is that like tweaky or weird?" And she said, no. She says, "It's not, it's cool." So that's what I did. They're spools of thread. I cut them in half. Very hard to cut those in half, by the way.
Without splitting them?
No, they just, first of all, you got a wooden spool, and you got to cut it in half. So where are you going to put it? You're going to put it in the vise. Now you got to eyeball half. See, this one's a little long.
Your eyeball wasn't as good?
No, it wasn't as good. And it must have, so anyway, I like it. And it's still got the writing on it, 5 cents for 10,000 yards or whatever. The writing is still on it if you wanted to read it, you know, at the end of the spool. Because in them days, they actually put it in the wood. It's not a piece of paper, you know. But, yeah, I still have more of those. I will use them if I ever get a chance to.
Well, tell me about the cake.
Oh, the cake is a fallback from my mama. My mama always had a chocolate cake on top of the refrigerator. Always, because daddy, that's what Dad said he wanted, and that's what my mother did. She cooked and cleaned. And so anyway, I wanted that to happen again. And so now I have a cake plate like Mama. I don't have Mama's cake plate. I found this one a long time ago. I've had this thing for years. But now I have a chocolate cake on top of my refrigerator, but I'll get really fat. So I probably won't always have chocolate cake in there. But really, growing up, there was always a chocolate cake there. I can't ever remember there not being one. Daddy insisted. The window come from New York. The window, which is just very difficult to find this size of window. It's very difficult. And man, I searched the internet and I searched the internet. I love my sink too. I searched the internet and searched the internet to find a window this size, and I found one. And
you had that shipped all the way from New York?
Yeah, shipped all the way from New York. And then did this. And this here I had come off an old wood stove. I had that in my jewelry box for years. But these things here, you know, are the stops for it. But anyway, I like my window. I like it a lot.
you're just tall enough to reach it.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna put, you know, the chain thing, you know, on it to hold it, and I still could use a little bit of sanding on the side, but over time it'll fit just fine. But Ronnie come up with this idea with these pegs, and I love it.
Yeah.
I
Christian couldn't figure out on Thanksgiving how to open it because he didn't understand the pegs were to pull
Yeah,
out.
I mean, the only thing I got to do is I'm going to go on the outside and I'm going to put screen on it for the
Oh, yeah.
for the summertime. You know, there's little things like that I haven't done yet, and so. But anyway, I love the window. Yeah, shipped it clear from New York. It was a door, is what it was. It was like in them old houses, especially on the East Coast, like the attic at the gable, there'd be a door there, and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what this was a little door. But of course, I turned it around and made it a window.
I love it.
I used the same hinges.